is bright. Are we live?
Yes.
Oh. Bum, 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 bum.
Hello, everybody. Are we live? Hold on.
Wow, so many things are happening on the screen right now. Can they see all this?
No.
Oh, they can just see us.
Don't out me here. Okay, we are live.
Hello, everyone.
Let's load live. Here we go. Excellent condition. Hold on. Alright.
Wow, so many things. I had no idea all of this goes behind the scenes.
Yo. What is up, CDA Activism? Thank you for joining. How are we looking? Do we look good? Do we sound good? Do I need to turn up the audio? Somebody help. I have a new mic set up. Alright. Activity. Can I get into asking questions, or are you making an introduction? We're going to give it a second. You can post your question in the chat.
Ooh.
But yeah, we're going to give it a second for people to join. But feel free to post your question. But before you do that, can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? Is the audio good? Do I need to turn it up? Do I need to turn it down? What's going on? Oh, here he comes. LOL, you're eating synthetic B12 and getting cyanide poisoning. Okay. Not quite ready for that yet.
I was going to say, what
If
did
there's any trolls coming in, just give it a second. Right away with the B12.
Okay, mic check, good. Cool. Thank you.
I'm fine with actual... Like, I'm cool if you have something to say, but if you're just going to troll or something, like, I'm fine with answering any questions or concerns, but... Alright, we're going to do live chat. Okay, hold on. Alright, hold on a second. Just gonna... Awesome, thank you. Why is it doing that? Hold on. All right. Cool.
That first part was a period, sorry.
Okay. First of all, thank you everybody for joining. We're still waiting for some people to join, but my name is Brandon, Logical Consistency.
Hi, I'm Julia.
This is my partner. We are both vegan. I have been vegan for 7 years as of March 13th, so I'm just hanging out. We're going to be eating some vegan tacos. So...
You want me to pick it up?
Sure, yeah, pick it up. And we're going to be making some tacos on camera. Okay.
Okay, so... Honey, congrats on 7 years, by the way.
Thank you. Your 5 years is coming up. So
Yeah,
that's
in
awesome.
August. All right, are we reading these questions?
Hold on.
Ooh, 7 viewers. Hi, guys.
Cool. Okay. So, hello from
Hi.
Australia.
Cool.
What time is it there? Okay. Wow, guys, sorry. Live streaming is like a lot of mess here. So, thank you. Okay.
Oh, I love these questions. Okay.
Okay, let's start. Okay. So, okay, Waleed, you said at this level of consciousness that you are at when it comes to beings around you, when do you find yourself feeling guilt or shame? I don't know what exactly you're asking. 10:30 a.m. on Sunday?
Wow.
Veganix? Wow.
You're on a whole different day.
You're on a whole different day, for sure.
Cool. Well, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations on the anniversary. Thank you. So, okay, so the first one, okay, Waleed, I didn't really understand that question. The second question, being so concentrated on your diet and activism within it, how do you not find yourself exhausted? It's not, again, veganism is actually very little to do with the diet. I really don't think about what I'm eating. I kind of know the foods that work for me, so I don't overthink my food. But activism, yeah, it's pretty exhausting. It's the activism for me is fun. It's more so the social media that's just been killing me. That's like all the screen time and posting, and that's exhausting.
Yeah, I feel like you actually, when you come back from street activism, you have a lot of energy. It's, yeah, like you said, like the editing and that kind of stuff.
No, but I love, what's it called? I love doing activism. Okay, Waleed added, like if you kill a fly, do you feel remorse or is it just another fly? I mean, I try not to kill flies. Any type of bugs, I try to get out of the house. The only exception is if they're particularly threatening looking or if they are like mosquitoes that are trying to that are like parasitic. So yeah, I mean, if I did kill a fly, I feel a little bad, but you know, if they're in my home, you know, not much I could do. I do try and get them outside though. But again, that's not really a contradiction with veganism.
Yeah, since I've become vegan, I feel like I'm more aware of it now. Like if I see a bug, I'm like, okay, wait a second. Can I get it outside first?
The real thing, not long gone, midnight here in the UK, Sunday now. Wow. Okay.
Cool.
Well, thank you for joining us on Sunday. Social media is tough. Yeah, it is the worst. I'm not a social media guy. I was never somebody who posted pictures of myself or anything. So I always either had social media for photography or I had it for this. So, Blobster68. Oh, hold on. 2 questions from Blobster68.
Hi, Blobster.
Hello, yes. At what exact point in your life did you decide to go vegan? I was 18, so I'm 25 now. And I went vegan after researching about nutritional science. So all the nutritional science pointed to a plant-based diet. And I didn't have a justification for why I was contributing to the exploitation and abuse of animals. So I didn't have a good answer for that, so I changed. Honey, do you want to answer that?
At what exact point in your life did you decide to go vegan? So I actually started... I was in an environmental class and I learned about the effects of like meat production on the planet. So I first got into like vegetarianism, and then when I learned about the dairy industry, I went vegan. So that was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, Blobster68. Do you feel better, worse, or the same after 7 years of veganism? It's kind of, like a question like that's kind of hard because I'm 7 years older. So like, do I feel better now than I did at 18? Not really. Like I feel older, definitely. But But do I still feel good? Yeah, I mean, I have no health issues, no pains, no chronic illnesses, no acute pains. So, but, it's not it's not just like diet. Diet's huge, but I also exercise. I get enough sleep. I try and keep my stress low. There's a lot that goes into health. But definitely not worse. I can say that. Veganix asks, I'm against animal exploitation, yet bees are exploited for many foods. What should I do? That's a great question. I'm assuming you're referring to like the Pierce Morgan thing of like almonds and avocados. It gets a little tricky. Like if we really dig into all of the like exploitation and abuse, or I'll say exploitation that there is, it's throughout our products, resources, society. It just is there. So the best thing I try and do is avoid any direct contribution. So, industries that are directly funding animal exploitation, like the dairy industry, like the meat industry, like the egg industry, like the honey industry. When it comes to bees, I don't eat almonds very often or avocados very often. Funny enough, we do have some guac today, but I especially with like when there's products that aren't directly causing the exploitation of and abuse of animals, I usually just I think it's fine. But it depends. Yeah, that's a good question. If there was like a clear, this product causes this much exploitation, I would probably look into it and either avoid it or find an alternative.
I'm reading, bees are hired from honey industry to pollinate many foods.
CD Activist says exploited. How are they exploited? Bees are hired from honey industry to pollinate many foods, trucked around, etc. Yeah, I guess I would need to know, like, A, is that necessary? And B, is that because the honey industry, so like if we don't contribute to the honey industry and that gets abolished, would the honeybee stop being used for stuff like that? So yeah, it's a good question.
Oh, thank you.
Turn that down a little bit. Okay. Did you know, Veganix asked, did you know a state in Australia just banned in Parliament rats testing where they are forced, drowned, and smoked? First of its kind in the world. That's awesome. That's great.
That is awesome.
Yeah, from my understanding of animal testing is that it really doesn't, very rarely does it correlate to or cross over into actual humans or human studies. So yeah, that's great. Blobster68 said favorite vegan activist other than Earthling Ed. I mean, when I first started learning about veganism, Gary Yourofsky was like my guy, and then Vegan Gains. So Vegan Gains really went, especially like 7 years ago, he was posting a lot of really great content, really like aggressive content, which I liked. But nowadays, in terms of like nutrition and stuff, I really like Dr. Matthew Nagra and Lifting Vegan Logic. But in terms of like activists, it's a great question. Probably Joey Carbstrong.
I like I don't watch as many as you do, but Vegan Gains I do like a lot because he's so harsh, but vegan, so he's cool.
Yeah.
And Tash
Peterson.
It's her style is, I feel like
Scares you.
I feel like I could never do it the way she does it, but I love that she does it. Like, I feel like we need a little bit of every kind of flavor of activism, because you never know whose attention you'll grab. So I like that she's out there doing that.
Yeah, and it's cool to see like a woman.
Yeah.
Because the vegan movement is dominated by women, and I know there are activists out there, but I feel like the ones that I see like get the most attention are like the men. Earthling Ed, Joey Carbstrong, Vegan Gains, people like that. But yeah, it's cool to see Tash Peterson get a piece of the pie there.
Yeah, she's cool. just had my 6-year at vegan.
Gigliard. Is it?
Gigliardo?
I don't know. Yeah, it's Gigliardo. Okay, Gigliardo. Thank you.
Gigliardo.
I see you in the
These
comments.
names are awesome.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys came up with this, but I see you in the comments all the time, so thank you for the support. 6-year VEGANNIVERSARY. That is awesome. 1 year behind me, so great job. I love seeing vegans. I know like Cliff Grant, I think, has been vegan for what, like 30 years or something. So I love seeing that. Is pacifism a part of veganism or two separate philosophies? It's separate. Veganism is just rejecting the exploitation of animals. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of vegans are pacifists, but pacifism, from my understanding, it's like avoiding violence at all costs, or like no matter what. Mm-hmm. I would not say I'm a pacifist. I'm definitely non-violent, but I think there's a time and a place. MED says VG and vegan booty. Yes.
Who's vegan booty?
Tash Peterson.
Oh, okay.
She goes by vegan booty. Yeah.
Cool. Vegan booty.
Did you listen to Tash boyfriend Jack Higgs? Yes, I did. Veganix. I did listen to the the Jack interview with Vegan Gains. I'm excited for them to debate. Who are they debating? Anthony Chaffee, right? Yeah. So that's awesome. Tash Peterson and her boyfriend Jack Higgs, they're going to be debating a carnivore guy. Mm-hmm. So should be interesting because they're respectively, Tash Peterson and Jack Higgs are very right. Like, they're all about the moral argument. They're not really the most well versed in nutrition. So it would be cool if they can actually hold Anthony Chaffee accountable with like the moral position of veganism. Tash and Jack really kicking ass on shorts on YouTube. Yep. Are you taking any vitamins other than B12? Does your diet provide you with everything else? I mean, here's the thing. I don't know why, like, again, I'm not like a holistic eater. I'm not like a stickler. I take a multivitamin, so it has a lot of vitamins. It has iodine, it has vitamin D, vitamin B12, vitamin A. It's just got a mix of like everything, because why not? Why, like, it's just something that I could kind of eat what I want, have like freedom with food, and I don't really have to worry about it.
Don't have to worry about it, yeah.
But I do try and eat like as good as I can. I try and get most of my nutrients from food, but it's, you know, it's not a big thing. Tofu God, thank you. Recommended dose. I appreciate you joining. Guys, that's a reminder. I am now offering memberships, so you can join the channel and support it. And then I also have you can tip. So if you feel like donating to the cause or to my activism, please, I appreciate it, but no pressure.
So what is the star next to their name mean?
It's because he's a member.
Oh,
so
awesome.
If you want a star like recommended dose, you can get it. Julia, you look like the astronomy teacher from Harry Potter. Yes, kind of. Is that the one with
astronomy teacher from Harry Potter.
Is that the one who did the tea too? Tell me that's the one who did the tea. I think it is, like the black tea or whatever.
Why did he spell Harry Potter like that? Is that a different, or
maybe
is
it
he
was
actually
auto.
talking about Harry Potter?
Yeah, no, he's talking about Harry Potter.
So I'm not that familiar with Harry Potter, but I was thinking maybe like the magic school bus teacher or something.
Yeah, that's funny.
But thank you. I like both of those.
That's funny. Hold on. Okay, Willie, my uncle is a vegan, and it's so crazy because he's been that way in an area that doesn't support his way of life. He recently told me that even good food can be bad if the mind isn't right. Thoughts?
Good food can be bad.
So here's the thing. Psychologically, if you are convinced that what you're eating is unhealthy, or you have like something going on psychologically, yeah, I mean, we know the placebo effect. We know. Oh, thank you, Gigliardo.
Woo!
Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate that very, very much. Awesome. And anybody, I'm gonna do another post about members. So if you ever want to see anything specific, I am open to accommodating your requests. I am your slave. What was I answering? Yeah, psychologically, okay, well, if you like we know the placebo effect exists. We know that your mindset and your brain can influence things, but in reality, no. I mean, if you're eating well, and you're getting all your nutrients, you're not gonna be deficient nutritionally.
I'm wondering what you mean by in an area that doesn't support his way of life.
He probably means
not
maybe
a lot
not
of
conducive.
available like vegan options, or like is he getting criticism? I'm just wondering what
That's
that
a good
means.
point.
Yeah.
Usually I take that to mean like he's it's like not conducive, the area for veganism.
Yeah, that can be tough.
Hold on. Recommended dose says Gigliardo from the Vegan Gains chats. Okay, we got some camaraderie here. A familiar
This is the best when this happens.
user. Blob668 says, how do you feel about those teens that you talk with on the streets that are obviously trolling? You know, even, like, I definitely recognize when people are trolling. Even my most recent video I did, the guy was just there to just talk and talk and talk. It is what it is. Like, at least if I can plant a seed, even if they come to troll, if they leave with something, maybe when they're a little bit older, they'll look into it, or they'll, you know, it'll click something.
Yeah, because they're young right now. They're trying to be cool. I personally, when I go to like pick Brandon up from doing activism, when he's talking to teens and they're trolling him, I have anxiety from it. I'm like, get in the car, let's go.
Especially so, like, I go where all the bars are. So I go in the most popular place, people are drunk. So for those not in the U.S., we have something called St. Patrick's Day. It's for the Irish. That's this weekend.
Tomorrow.
So earlier, yeah, but people drink all weekend.
True.
Earlier today, I went out and I was called a homophobic slur 5 times by like 5 drunk dudes. They threatened to break my camera.
Wow.
And yeah, just a lot of drunk people. But I actually did get a chance to implement my new method of activism, like a reverse NTT, and it worked. I'm gonna post that video. When it's next week, next Sunday, so you guys will see that. He actually said he was going to go vegan on the spot if he got resources about nutrition. So
Cool.
there we go. That actually was very rewarding. Are your relatives vegan? So,
Oh, good question.
my brother, his wife, or my sister-in-law, I guess, and their kids are vegan. Yes. So, in terms of vegan relatives, that's about it. So I got my brother, his family, so that's great. No other vegan relatives. I have some friends that went vegan, so some good friends, but that's it. And nobody on your side, right?
No.
No, haven't been able to. Julia's from the south, so I haven't been able to convince anyone
They're
there.
tough ones to crack.
Yes.
Today makes 6 years vegan. Woohoo!
Awesome, vegan Corey. Great job. 6 years vegan. That's amazing.
Dose, yeah, I'm Gig, aka Gigliardo. God, these names are just amazing. That's awesome. Professor, how do you say that? Trelawney?
Professor Trelawney. Yeah, I'm not
Is
sure
that
what
her
that's
name?
referring to,
I think
but
the Magic School Bus.
oh,
Right?
why do you know so much about it? I haven't watched.
I used to love the Magic School Bus.
I believe it. Edgelord. Okay. Nice name. How do you deal with a good friend who doesn't care after being presented with all the facts? Maybe sometimes it takes time, so just be a role model. But logically, I don't want a racist friend either. Go.
Such a good question. We actually were just talking about this. Like, sometimes it's hard when I'm having a conversation with a friend and they're talking about, like, you know, eating sushi or, like, making burgers. And I was like, Brandon, I don't know. It's, like, sometimes, you know, because you don't want to just be like, awesome, yeah, that's great, because I don't think it's great. But it's tough.
Here's the thing. The only friends I have from high school. Like I'm not really like a social guy, so I don't try and make too many friends, especially like with the schedule I have. Except for all you guys are my friends. But apart from that, so all of them I have from high school. They knew me before I was vegan. So I always try and talk about it. I always try and present it. They follow me. And when we're together, like, we rarely hang out, but when we do hang out, I talk about it, but we also try and focus on other things. You know, like, it's like 98% of the world isn't vegan. So we can't really, like, you could, but I think it's going to lead to a lot of unhappiness and frustration if you just alienate yourself from people.
Right.
That being said, me and those friends could never be that close, right? There's always going to be like a barrier, like a wall of like, okay, we're good friends. I've known you for a long time, but there's just some type of connection that we're never going to have.
Right.
Whereas my friends that are vegan, we are just naturally closer, and I trust them more, and I am more comfortable sharing things that I'm thinking, you know. So that's just kind of, I guess, the benefit of, you know, matching with the veganism. But Edgewood, I guess to wrap it up, that's up to you, man. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong. Like, I don't think you're like a bad friend or something if you will stop being friends with them. I totally get it. So it's up to you. You know, if you really enjoy their company and they're like respectful about it and they just aren't doing it, you know, it's up to you if you want to continue being friends with them. Vegan Corey says, what made you become vegan? I was researching nutrition, so I got into nutritional science, and then I simply just couldn't answer the question of like, what's my justification for contributing to the exploitation of other animals when it's not needed. Once I understood the nutrition, I went vegan overnight. You want to answer that too?
Yeah, so I was in college. I was taking an environmental class. I was studying public health, and I learned about the impact that meat production had on the planet, like the amount of water that was used. So that made me go, I was vegetarian, and then I learned about the dairy industry, and I started learning about the exploitation of animals, and I saw some slaughterhouse footage, and that was it for me. I don't know, I only needed to see like one video of that, and I was like, why would we ever do that? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, when I met you, you were essentially vegetarian.
Yeah.
And then a couple months after like dating, talking about it, you went vegan.
Yeah, like so. I was not aware. So the only things I would eat were cannolis, which is so stupid.
Yeah, or like milk in your coffee.
Or like milk in my coffee. And then we talked about dairy. And then I've been vegan since.
And that's the thing, like, especially if you're already vegan, finding a partner can be tough. But I think the key is like, you could, like, for me, when I was dating, I knew when someone was how open somebody was going to be, and whether or not they just aren't vegan because they don't know any better, right? Like, they don't know the nutrition, they don't know all the facts. So I kind of, when we started dating, I kind of had a feeling that once, you know, you learn more about the industry, sure, you would go vegan.
The debate team.
Hello, Kian.
Hi, Kian.
I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I'm gonna say Dauk. That's awesome. Kian, you have any experience in talking to people, like on a debate team? What started your inkling for
inkling for activism? Ooh, good word, inkling.
I don't have any like debate thing like history, but I love confrontation.
Yeah, Brandon. I've never met anyone like Brandon. I'm like, ooh, confrontation. I'm out of here.
I love like arguing, like exploring views, like the back and forth. I really love it, and I don't take anything personal.
And I was gonna say you're good at it because you don't take.
At the end of it,
nothing
we
personal.
just move on. So yeah, I love arguing, and then my inkling for activism. Well, so after 6 years of accumulating I watch all the debates, I watch all the activists, I read the studies, like I have so much knowledge accumulated. I said, why aren't I doing this? This is what I want to do. Like, I want to be a voice for the cause. So that's it. And also I did street photography, so I worked on documentary photography projects, so I got comfortable talking to strangers, being rejected by strangers, so that helped too. And Julia is not so comfortable, but maybe she'll come out with me this summer.
I'm working on it.
Recommendos. I I have a friend who is a PhD scientist, way smarter than me. His wife is vegan. He tries so hard 95% of the time, but then I see him eating a meat steak. Love him to death, and we'll keep trying with him.
I mean, well.
No, okay. Kian, what's your schedule like? What do you like doing other than activism? Good question. Yay. I guess we'll both answer that. My schedule, so I work full time, contrary to what a lot of people on the street think. So I work at home. I work 4 10s. So I work like 1 to midnight, 1:45 to midnight. So yeah, that's kind of when I do a lot of editing and stuff. And then activism, I try and do Fridays, Saturdays. I want to start going during the day before work, but it's still slow in my area, so I'm not doing that yet. I enjoy stretching. I enjoy walking, photography. I'm essentially consumed by photography when I'm not doing activism. So that's it. Movies. I love movies. Debate. That's about it. Music. How about you?
So I work like a 9 to 5. I do marketing. And I love yoga. I spend a lot of time doing yoga, Pilates.
Yeah, fun fact, Julia's, I don't know if you weren't going to mention this, Julia's certified in yoga teacher training, or yoga teacher certification,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So certified yoga
yes,
teacher.
Yes, I love yoga. And recently, let's be honest, honey, we have a guilty pleasure of watching a little bit of reality TV, so.
It's not recent. I mean, Love is Blind. We like Love is Blind. Absolutely. Just finished
the reunion.
Season 6 of Love is Blind. If anybody has watched it, pretty crazy stuff. Hello, animals are here with us, not for us. Hello. Again, also thank you for all the support in the comments. Vegan courses. I have a best friend who is vegan. Awesome. Me too.
Hold on. The biggest question of the night. Would you rather have $1 billion or $0? God, that's such a tough one.
That is a very
really
difficult
gotta think
question.
about it.
I'm gonna have to go with
$1 billion.
$1 billion. Kian, is meat production the biggest factor to climate change? Julia, what can you share with us about what you learned?
Is meat production the biggest factor to climate change? So from what I learned in the class that I was talking about, and I don't have the specific data on me, of course, but it was huge. Like, it was way more than I realized. So like I learned about like how much water it takes to produce a steak, and then how much water it takes to produce beef and then chicken. So my professor, he never talked about veganism, but he was telling the class like if you could eat, more chicken than steak, which I'm not saying to do that, but that was kind of his approach to it. But yeah, it's really, meat production is really, really bad on the earth.
And it's hard to say like what's the biggest
the
impact.
Biggest, yeah. I don't.
But it definitely is a huge one. What's it called? It definitely is a huge one, just based on all the statistics I've seen. So, but I think because there's so many things that are taxing on the environment, I think there's definitely way better arguments for going vegan than the environmental one. Yeah. Because you could make a lot of arguments for what could better the environment that, wouldn't be justified. Hey, start making these tacos. All right, so we got some tacos.
I feel like it's hard to double tap.
I know. We're taking a break from the questions for 1 second. We got tacos. So we got spicy guac. We have some beef, some like vegan beef crumbles, beans, rice, salsa, and some vegan cheese.
Oh, hold on. Can we talk about this salsa, guys? I want to know. Are you a restaurant style or what's the other one?
I'm a chunky guy.
I'm restaurant style all the way. Don't give me the chunky.
hence why I had to get the restaurant style, but I am a chunky guy. And that's the thing is, like, I feel like we also got some vegan ice cream, which we will be grabbing after this. But I feel like people think vegans are, like, so consumed by food, and it's like,
yeah,
it's not like that, man. Like,
no, honestly, I never think about it unless I'm like going to a restaurant.
vegan cheese.
But other than that, it's very normal. Like, people ask me all the time, they're like, what the heck do you eat?
Right. Like, once you make the switch, it's like, I don't know, I just eat food.
Like
what,
normal stuff.
what
Yeah.
do you eat?
Most of the time, what people are eating is vegan.
No.
No, you don't.
I think what you're saying is most of what people eat is like plant-based.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. No, it's
Misspoke.
okay. We're live. You gotta watch it.
I know this is so scary, honestly, guys.
Very good.
Honestly, I don't.
Vegan Corey, my best friend's baby mother is vegan, and their children have been vegan since birth. See, I feel like we are in the time period right now where there's going to be a lot more vegan kids or vegan babies, which is awesome.
So
I
true.
really want to see like what that does, not just to their mindset, like their morals, but also like health wise. That would be cool.
Yeah, and you know what too? Like, people that are, I don't know, that I guess try to use like kids as an excuse maybe. Kids get it, like, easily. Like, your nephew.
Kids get it way more. Kids get it way more than adults, because they haven't been like conditioned to view animals as like what am I saying? As like resources.
Right.
Right? They view animals as like friends, as like cute companions, you know?
Because they are.
Mm-hmm.
Do you eat different meals every day, or do you love PB and fruit sandwiches too much?
Good question, Blobster68. I, on like a weekly basis, so while I'm working and stuff, I try and eat the same stuff. I've been doing oatmeal in the morning, doing peanut butter sandwiches, lentil soup, that's about it. Some other fruit. Julia needs to eat different stuff.
No, Brandon is a person that can eat the same thing every day for, I don't know, how, like, a long time. A year.
Mm-hmm.
I have to switch it up every day, or I guess I don't have to. I like to switch it up. So, like, I'll mix, like, pastas, veggies, rices. Yeah, eat all kinds of stuff. Cereal.
You wait. Answer some of these. Morphe Santos, you rock, brother. Powerful speaker. Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you for that. I
Yeah,
appreciate
you are,
it.
honey.
All right, guys. Thank you for showing up with the questions here. Awesome. Clark Bowler, I recognize that name. Thank you for the support. Do you think that there is a connection between meat eating and other types of cultural normativity? What do you think about the connection between animal oppression, patriarchy, and yes? So I've said this to people on the street. I will continue to say this. Hold on.
Oh, this is gonna be a good one.
Oh, sure about napkin.
Want me to get napkins?
No, it's fine.
Use the
I was using
tortilla.
So, I think that all the issues we have, and guys, I don't want to get into like, oh, veganism isn't about intersectionality. Yeah, I'm just answering the question, okay? I think that all the issues we have because it's like a bottom-up issue, not a top-down issue. So like racism, sexism, homophobia, all of these, the root of this discrimination is the same root that leads us to discriminate against other animals, right? So I think if, let's say kids, right? If kids were taught about veganism and taught that animals shouldn't be discriminated against, then logically at least, like obviously if they're deranged or whatever, but at least logically, there's no way they could be racist or homophobic, because if they can recognize that animals shouldn't be discriminated against, then how could they possibly think that like a gay person should be discriminated against, or a black person should be discriminated against, or a woman, you know? It just doesn't logically follow. Mm-hmm. Now, what we're doing now, or what we have done, is going top to bottom, is trying to get homophobes and racists and sexists to understand that, you know, those other humans deserve rights and are, you know, should be treated just like everyone else. But now we're stuck on the vegan thing. But yeah, I feel like it's a, to answer your question, yes, I think it's very connected. I think the logic is the same. You look at the arguments that non-vegans make, it's the same arguments that racists make. Like true racists. I'm not talking about like biases. Like true racists who think that other races should not be treated equally, they use the same exact arguments. Kian, oh, that is awesome to hear. Into photography. Do you have a page for it? Thanks so much for pronouncing my name right.
Cool.
Brandon. Am I spelling your name right? Close. It's Brandon. But it's St. Patty's Day, so I'll take Brendan. I don't have a page for photography.
What about your website? Do you
it's
still
not.
have your...
Yeah, it's private right now. I'm finalizing a project I was working on in the previous town we lived in. Once that is finalized, once that page is public, I will share it with you guys.
It's good stuff.
Animals are here with us, not for us. You guys are cute. Thank you.
Hi.
Allie,
Thank
right?
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Allie.
Blobster, what site do you use to read up on scientific research papers? PubMed. PubMed is going to be the best. I miss anything? No, we're good. Okay. Vegan Corey, do not find it right that people murder innocent animals. That's right. That's why we're vegan.
Okay. I can already tell someone's being rude in here.
I love the taste of meat. There's just nothing like it. Grilled meat is incredible in taste, texture, and smell. Also incredibly good protein. Sorry. Yeah, I mean...
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, could not disagree more.
Yeah, Julia has always been, like, pushed away from meat, just, like, from the taste aspect. It's always kind of turned you off.
Yeah.
But Mr. Unlimited Torque, even if that's true, right? Like, yeah, let's say a steak is the best, you know, it's irreplaceable, it tastes good, whatever. I'm not vegan because I didn't like the taste of animal products, right? There's no denying that certain animal products do taste good. Yeah, I mean, everyone's different, but there's no denying that. We don't consume those products and we don't pay for those products because we're against the exploitation and abuse of other animals. So yeah, it like there are certain things that we choose to give up because they harm others. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like somebody, like a sexual assaulter saying, oh, there's nothing better than raping women. You know, it feels the best. I like the way it feels. There's no alternative to raping women. Yeah, that might be true from their perspective, but we shouldn't allow that behavior, and they should refrain from committing that action because of the harm it causes.
Yeah. And most of the time, I feel like what people are into is just the spices anyways.
That's a good point.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's usually what
it's
people
more
are
like
talking about, the sauces and the spices. And
it's more like a texture thing.
Yeah, but, yeah, it's not even...
Like, we're eating tacos, so it's black beans, rice, and beef crumbles. Honestly, it tastes
never
great,
know.
And you really wouldn't know the difference. Animals are here with us, not for us. I just throw stuff in a bowl. That's the way to do
That's
it.
the best. Oh,
Roof channel,
homemade.
all and everything. Homemade chunky style all the way. Hello, Rufina. Thank you for joining.
Chunky salsa superior? What?
Yes. Yeah, no, you're the only one. Because chunky, you get the vegetables. You get, like, more of the flavor. You know, it's like... Thank you. Thank you, everybody. You just caused a fight in my marriage. I hope you know that. Oh, you had your VEGANNIVERSARY. Gig. Well, that's the gig. Gigliardo. Rufina says, I didn't know it was bring your own food show. We just finished dinner and join. Awesome. Yes.
What'd you guys have?
Let Well, maybe don't ask that.
Oh.
Clark Bowler, let me guess. You have alternate pronouns. All right, Mr. Unlimited Torque, if you're going to be
so
rude, I'm going to have to restrict you. I'm going to have to ban you. Like, if you have actual questions, feel free, but if you're just going to be rude, I'm definitely going to kick you.
And what's wrong with that?
This is a chill hangout question live stream.
This is taco night, so you're going to have to get out of here if you're going to be rude.
Edgelord says, I watched The Zone of Interest the other day. It was disturbing. I think we need the same for the meat industry. What's your take on people comparing the animal holocaust to the Holocaust? The animal holocaust. I mean, I never understood this whole issue with calling what happens to the animals a Holocaust, because that's what it is. It's not the Holocaust. I don't think it's the same as 6 million Jews being gassed, but pigs, billions of pigs each year are gassed in gas chambers, just like the Holocaust. So, yeah, I wouldn't call it no vegan is calling what happens to animals the Jewish Holocaust. We're calling it a Holocaust. I think that's fine. In fact, there's been a lot of Holocaust survivors or Jewish advocates who have actually compared what we do to animals to the Jewish Holocaust. So, there's that. My cousin, Vegan Corey, says, my cousin is vegan as well, but her boyfriend is not. What do you guys think about that? Oof.
We always talk about this.
Dude,
I could
never. It's like, again, it's kind of like what Veganix said earlier about or was it Veganix? Whoever asked about the friend question. It's like dating a racist or a homophobe or some, it's a complete difference in value.
Like, it's a huge value. It's like...
And then you'd have to have the animal products in your house, and it's just, no way. No way.
Right.
That's the thing, is like, if our values did not line up when we first started dating, the relationship wouldn't work.
Right. Right, because I feel like we have different interests all the time, like...
Well, most of our interests are different.
Yeah, that's true. But like the core values, and that's a core value for both of us. Like,
as I've gotten older and and with like dating, I realized that like the music you listen to, the movies you watch, the activities you do, none of that really matters. What matters is like, does this person, at least to me, align with my core values? Right? Are they do they align with like religious values, or for me, lack of religion, but veganism, how they treat others, their goals in life, kind of, I find that that's much more important. And then everything else, all the other differences just kind of give me a different view on things, right? I've listened to a lot of music that I would have never listened to if I hadn't dated Julia. I watched a lot of movies that I wouldn't have watched. Edgelord says, love all your videos, by the way. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. CDA Activism says, you are such a cute couple. Thank you so much. You are always first, and you will probably retain that title in the comments, so I appreciate that. Blobster68, what's your opinion on owning a cat? Is it vegan? If you adopt, so if you adopt, and then you gotta feed them vegan cat food. If you're feeding your companion animal the flesh of other animals, that's just not vegan. And there is formulated cat food. If you say your cat can't be fed vegan diet, I'd love to see evidence for that. But yeah, if you adopt and you feed them vegan cat food, all good. It's kind of just making the most out of a bad situation. Gigliardo asks, do you agree with vegan gains when he says to cull carnivorous animals if you would reduce rights violations? So, great question. I'll touch on this a little bit. I have a pet peeve about this because I feel like there's some vegans who refuse to engage with this or who don't want to like explore their views on this, and I don't know why. I think it's a separate topic of veganism, but to veganism, but to answer that very concisely, I don't necessarily know what the practical solution is. I'm not for like killing anyone, animal or human or or whatever, if there's an option not to. So what I know, what my position is, it would be preferable, not morally obligatory, but it would be preferable if we could do something about wild animals getting torn apart, if we could do something about all of the wild animal rights violations and suffering. Now, do I think that vegans should take up arms and go out and kill every lion tomorrow? I don't think so. I don't know. Again, this is a position it isn't fully fleshed out. I did debate Nick, aka the Nutrivore, on this, and he put it very clearly to where it made sense to me, right? If you had, let's say you had two humans who were either mentally disabled, or let's just say they didn't have moral agency. They couldn't be reasoned with, and it was inevitable that one of them was going to kill the other, right? So you have one, like, person who is, like, wielding an axe, and they're coming at another person. Both can't be reasoned with, and you can't prevent it other than killing the other one. Would you intervene? Or do you think it's preferable to intervene? And I said yes. I came to the conclusion that yes. You know, if I saw two, let's say, mentally challenged people, or people who couldn't be reasoned with, or don't understand morals, if I saw one of them going to attack and kill the other one, I would intervene, and I would want to prevent that. But again, that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know about the killing of lions or culling carnivores, but I do think it would be preferable to do something about wild animal suffering and rights violation. What is the pronoun comment? It's just a troll. Vegan Corey, when I was age 1, age 2, age 3, and age 4, I didn't like meat, but when I turned 5 years old, I started eating meat, but in 2012, I gave up meat. In 2018, and became vegan. Awesome.
That is awesome.
Rufina says, I did many blind studies. The spices and texture can't be repeated independently from the base. Vegan and non-vegan, lots of people can't tell the difference between what's done properly. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, we actually got a pizza when we went and visited my family in Florida. And my stepdad was pleasantly surprised. Like, that's the thing. Like, I feel like when people hear, meat alternative, they're like, oh, yuck. And then you actually give them one, and they're like, hey, this isn't so bad.
Yeah, no, it's just a resistance. Like,
it's just the idea. Yeah.
Once you make some spoons here. Once you go vegan, you like actually try and find foods that work for you, it's really not a big deal. It's only when you're resistant that you're like, oh my god, what is this? Sorry for the southern accent.
Yeah, wait. You always do a southern accent.
Let me see.
Oh. Oh.
Let me see. Blobster68 says, if it became necessary for survival, would you go back to eating meat? I guess I would need to know what necessary for survival meant. Like, for example, at this point, I am fine sacrificing a lot of things. Like, there's a lot of waste and a lot of unnecessary things that cause animal death, so I'm fine sacrificing that. If it took a few years off my life, I would be fine. I would be fine taking a few years off my life if it meant I didn't have to. Now, if it was like, I'm gonna die tomorrow, that's a good question. I don't know. That is a tough question, because I think we all have the, like, drive to live. We all have the drive to survive. So that's a great question. I don't know. I'm glad I don't have to figure that one out. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess it's like, what is, like, necessary for survival means. Like, I'm thinking of, like, you get stuck on a deserted island or something. Right? Is that what you're thinking of? Like,
well, they said if it became necessary, would you go back to eating meat? They didn't say if you're on an island, would you kill an animal to eat it, or eat them. They said, would you go back to eating meat, as in, like, part of my daily routine.
Like, if we needed it just to survive. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, That's a good question.
Thank you, everybody, for waiting.
I create a lot of vegan recipes. Taken.
Moist Vegan. Have you taken the Liberation Pledge? Hello, Moist Vegan. First off, thank you for joining.
Hi, Moist Vegan.
I don't know what the Liberation Pledge is. I would like to, if it's something cool and something...
Have you taken the... Should I look it up?
Yeah, or maybe if you could provide some context here, Moist Vegan, in the chat for others as well. Yoshimitsu? Yoshimitsu, is that from Tekken? Is that a Tekken reference? Please tell me that's a Tekken reference. Yoshimitsu. Or if that's like your name, that's cool too, but if that's a Tekken reference, that's awesome. I love Tekken. The original term that the word Holocaust derives from, the Greek word Ola or Allah, which actually referred to animal slaughter / sacrifice. Yeah, Vegan Games talks about that a lot, so that's a good point.
So on Reddit, it says the Liberation Pledge is for vegans who take the additional step of refusing to even be around anyone consuming non-vegan food. The idea is that animal agriculture is so horrific that it should not be allowed to be normalized.
I have not been Moist Vegan,
Yeah.
and I don't think I will. The thing is, I get it, but if we're not around them, that's just another avenue we're eliminating to help change or to help progress. And I also think it's a personal thing. Like, I still enjoy my family members. I still enjoy certain non-vegan friends. But I never stop telling them about it. I never stop talking about it.
And when we hang out with them, we make sure that everyone's eating vegan food. You know? Like, we always pick, like, a vegan restaurant.
That's a good point,
or,
yeah.
you know?
We really,
To try to make sure not to support, like, not to normalize it, like it said. Yeah, it's really tough. But I also get it, too. Do you use one of your tortillas? Oh, would you like... Would you like a napkin?
Oh, you eat.
No, I did. I'm good. I'm zoned in.
Mr. Unlimited Torque, to answer your reply, I have no problem raising and butchering animals. They are not the same as humans and don't have the same cognitive functions or emotions. Okay, so if there were humans with the same cognitive function and emotional capacity as a cow, would you be fine with killing those humans and butchering them? I don't think you would be. And if you would be, then get out of here, because that's crazy.
But also, I like when the whole thing about you know, like, just how when you step on your dog's foot, how they respond, right? They like yelp and they, you know, it's painful to them, and you feel like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. It's the same thing.
Yeah, they
for
don't
like
have to
pigs,
have the
cows.
same...
They do experience suffering. So by you saying like they don't have emotions.
I mean, they definitely experience emotion.
Yeah.
But the point is, even if it's not the same as humans, again, you could make that argumentation for a lot of different people.
Yeah, and it's enough. I mean, they're sentient beings, so it's enough cognitive function and emotions to not eat them.
Mr. Unlimited, grape or being racist and the other guys in here to the Holocaust is just insane. I can accept that people have preferences in their food choices. So again,
it's not a preference.
The logic is the same, right? If you listen to any true racist or true whatever talk about why they think their actions are justified, it's the same logic. They're different. They're lower intelligence.
Just
they
like
were
what they
here
just
for
said.
us to use. It's the same logic. It's just there is no trait that justifies a differentiation in treatment of humans and animals. There just isn't. And Mr. Unlimited, if you want to debate veganism, please send me a message. We could do that anytime. Raspberry Bush. Hello.
Another cool name.
Opinions on dates. The fruit dates. I love dates. put them in my smoothie. They make like a nice, like they're like little gummy bear bites almost.
Oh, I thought you meant like going on dates with.
I mean, I like dates too.
Non-vegans.
I like dates with Julia. I hated dating. Dating is like a nightmare, so I'm never doing that again.
But yeah, dates are good. Can you define?
Vegan Corey, and my cousin cooks meat for her boyfriend. Yeah, that's the thing is, look,
So would we call them vegan?
I wouldn't. Yeah, if you're like cooking animal flesh for your boyfriend, then
For
you're
anyone,
like too
yeah.
far. You're in too deep. That's just
That
yeah.
doesn't sound vegan to me.
Yeah, sorry to your cousin.
Sorry.
Um,
She's a fake vegan, lol. Did I skip ahead? Killing him, persecution.
so Mr. Limitor, yeah. So the Holocaust is the killing of Jews, but a
Right.
Holocaust isn't. You could have other Holocausts. If there was another like human Holocaust, we would also call it a Holocaust. We wouldn't avoid
Right.
calling it that just because there is the Holocaust that everyone refers to during World War II. CDA activism at Vegan Core. She's a fake vegan. LOL. Yeah, kind of. Edgeloy, did you ever join a vegan activism group? I've tried to get into some in my area, but they all ghosted me. Aww.
Oh no.
And I don't know any other vegans. I'm not a social person either, so hard to start on my own. Yeah, I prefer to work solo. I find that I'm very particular with how I want to do things, and if I got into like a creative conflict or if anything preventing me from doing it the way I want to do it, then it's going to be a no-go for me. So I like to do things on my own, but I do encourage people to join groups if you're not comfortable going out on your own. I recommend to get comfortable going out on your own. Don't film it at first. Just go out. I promise you'll be all right, especially if you are, even if you have to fake some confidence. Go out during the day, go out in a populated area, and then also try maybe doing things unrelated to vegan activism. Because like I said, I got really comfortable talking to strangers through photography. So maybe go up to strangers and be like, hey, could I ask you a couple questions? Totally unrelated to veganism. And just see, start a conversation, start something, and that'll get you more comfortable with engaging with strangers.
I'm sorry they ghosted you.
Yes, very sorry. That's not cool. Yoshimitsu, it is a Tekken reference. Nice. If you have a favorite Tekken game, please post it. Mine has got to be Tekken 2. Tekken 4 was pretty good. I played Tekken 6, but once it got to 5 and 6, it got way...
What is...
Tekken, it's a video game.
Is this a video game?
Yeah,
Okay.
it kind of got way too much. It was cool in Tekken 6. You could customize things. That was cool, but Tekken 2 and Tekken 4 probably have got to be my favorite. Liberation Pledge, you won't sit and eat around people who are eating/drinking non-vegan. Yeah, that's the thing is and also no, I guess when we go down to your family or because my family, so my parents aren't vegan, but they don't eat non-vegan around us. So they always eat vegan around us.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. When we are planning to go out to eat with people or
at home,
when food's involved with other people, though, I mean we always take initiative to make sure we're going somewhere vegan or making vegan food.
Yeah,
or our friends all will make vegan food when we come over. And
the friends that we hang out with primarily or the most are vegan.
Yeah.
2 of my best friends, they are vegan.
Right.
So, I really don't have to do too much of that. But again, I think that it's important to be around non-vegans, as painful as it is or as frustrating as it can be, because that's how they learn. That's how they open up. There aren't enough vegans yet to close off. We still need to change people's minds.
But I appreciate the question because it makes me
think about it.
Yeah, be more mindful. Am I sitting around people eating non-vegan food when maybe I shouldn't? So yeah, thanks. Wait. That reminds me that, how do you say that? Medjool? Dates are on sale. Does anyone remember the dates? It's the same brand. They were pumpkin spice.
Oh yeah, so there's this grocery store by us, and they had pumpkin spice dates. They still have them.
We found them.
It's at Wegmans.
But they don't have the pumpkin spice.
At Wegmans, yeah, at Wegmans in Burlington. We just never go to Wegmans anymore. Remember?
I thought we couldn't find them.
No, they are at Wegmans.
What?
Yeah, so next time we're in that area, we'll go. There's these pumpkin spice dates. So they're dates. So they're like date rolls. They're rolled in like pumpkin spices, like pumpkin pie spices, with almonds. I think, yeah, almond chops or whatever, chopped up almonds. Mm-hmm. Really good and really addicting. Let me see. Okay. Mike Newman asks, why don't you let your girl go convert people to vegan? Are you talking to us? Like her? No, she's more than welcome to do activism. It's
Why do you think it'll work better? No, I'm just kidding.
I do think it would work. I think actually more people would come and talk, but
yeah, we've actually been I think in the summer I'll come out and do some activism.
And some of us have anxiety, and yeah, Julia's not as comfortable. I won't speak for you, but do you want to share a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have some room to grow with having these kind of conversations.
Confrontation and...
Yeah, but yeah, I'm getting better, for sure.
Yoshimitsu says, yeah, Tekken 2 is tops, lol. Yes, I agree. Mike Newman, how's your relationship with your parents? It's good. I mean, I don't know if you're talking about specific. Oh, I'm not gonna get too personal here. In general. If you mean like with the vegan thing, it's good. It's good. They've been super supportive, and like I said, they eat mostly plant-based. They do. So I'm a first-generation American. My family is from the former Soviet Union. They are very cultural. They're very stuck in their ways a lot of times. So trust me, I have shown them documentaries. I continue to. I always talk about veganism. They watch my videos. So some people are just gonna be stuck in their ways, and they're just not gonna change, no matter how much they know they should. So yeah, I don't know, but overall it's good. Edgewood, good advice for talking about totally different topics to get used to talking with strangers. Thanks. Absolutely, man, or woman. And let me know. Well, I don't know how you do that, but if you do start doing activism, reach out to me on social media if you ever need advice, Edgewood. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but I do have an Instagram. Logic goes by the same name, so check me out there. It's okay.
I got it choked.
That's it. You're live, baby. Mike Newman, how do your best friends become vegan?
Who are you talking about? Are you talking about Kyle and
Eddie?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
They're awesome.
No, I don't want to brag, but it was through me, but yeah, Kyle, so one of my best friends I met in college. So we both were going for nutritional science. I met him at orientation. We stayed best friends. At a certain point, I don't remember when, but he went plant-based. He was still drinking a whey protein powder, and then at a certain shortly after that, he went fully vegan. So yeah, that was just through listening. I was giving him all the talking points. He would watch videos, stuff like that, documentaries. And then my friend Eddie, I've known him since high school. I don't know. I don't remember how he went vegan.
When did he go vegan? Yeah.
I think it was a similar thing where I explained it to him, and I guess he thought about it, and then he went vegan. Like some people, that's the thing. That's what I'm learning is what's so discouraging about the vegan activism is understanding that at the end of the day, there really is just a particular people that are going to go vegan for the most part.
Yeah, I thought that most people, once, how it was for me, once I knew, I was like, oh, then why would I not? Why would I not be vegan? But I have been shocked since being vegan, or since you've been doing activism. How people hear it and they're like, yeah, I don't care.
It's so discouraging. I am, like my friends, I explained it to them shortly after went vegan. Julia, she learned more about it shortly after went vegan. Me, I did my research, I learned about it, went vegan. Like that's, I feel like if you're being honest and you care about like aligning your actions with your morals, that's the natural progression. But most people don't function that way. Right?
Yeah.
They fight it, they get defensive, they reject it, and some people there's nothing like you really can't get them to go vegan.
Yeah, and I think sometimes from what I've seen, I think it's actually not that people don't align with like veganism, but
No, they do. They're just dishonest.
Well, I was gonna say just like people, I feel like in like with street activism, they don't like feeling stupid, so like they'll hang on to it. You know what I mean? Like they don't like feeling like challenged.
That's all ego. Like
it's all ego. It's
thing
completely
is,
ego.
If I went to have a conversation with somebody and I was like completely wrong and my points were stupid, I would change. Like that's the whole point of having conversation. Why would like when somebody comes up to me on the street and they immediately become confrontational or they immediately like have this aggression, like they're gonna like prove me wrong and be right, what's the point of even coming up then? You know, like
well,
no, like it's good that they come up, but I'm saying like if you're not honest, if you don't actually care about learning or changing or like challenging your own views as much as you're challenging my views, then why even do it?
Yeah, sometimes I hope maybe they will go home and actually once they're like they calm down a little bit.
We can only hope.
Think about it, but maybe that's just me being overly hopeful.
Guys, these tacos are really good, so I'm eating it. Blobster68, why do you think people do the carnivore diet? There's no fiber, no antioxidants, increased risk of cancer and heart disease. Are they brainwashed? They're not brainwashed. They are
misinformed.
Well, misinformed,
Sometimes.
But I'm finding from all of the videos I've watched, because I've been doing a lot of reactions, which I hope you guys are checking out, so thank you. There's a strong pattern of people following carnivore and also being conspiratorial. Most of them talk about how the guidelines are out to get you. They don't want you healthy. There's the big business, which, again, to a certain extent isn't conspiratorial. Like, yes, we know that their healthcare, especially in the U.S., it is privatized. There is an industry. But they bring it to the next level of, like, everything that you've been told that's healthy is a lie. And this is really what's healthy. And it doesn't matter what the science says. It doesn't matter because those studies aren't good. They're bought out by big business. And you should just self-experiment. So I don't think it's brainwashing. I think like the same people that gravitate towards flat earth or gravitate towards like election fraud conspiracies are the same people who would follow the carnivore diet from what I've seen. I think it's that like that kind of thing. They're going from like one thing to another. Mike Newman. She's smiling. She doesn't have anxiety, right? I don't know what that means.
Are you saying like are you being sarcastic, like how some people will be like, oh, people that are smiling, they can't possibly have anxiety? Or are you being mean? I can't tell.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm watching you, Mike. Take it easy.
Would you say your parents are bad human
Would you
beings?
say your parents are bad human beings?
What?
I wouldn't say they're bad human beings. I would say that they're not as good as they could be very easily. And
I would say that for almost...
well, no,
all
but
people.
them especially. Like, nobody's perfect, but I'm saying, like, not them, but I'm saying, like, people who know that they should change and know that they're doing something that doesn't align with their values and are just dishonest and don't change, like, yeah, that's not a good trait at all. And so that's what I would say. Mike Newman talking about changing if we got a wrong position. Rationality Rule had a talk with Lifting Vegan Logic about crop deaths. He could not give a proper answer. Yeah, I saw that. I thought that Lifting Vegan Logic did okay in that talk. But it is a tough question. Like, you know, everything we do while alive does have a, you know, well, most things we do while alive have some kind of negative impact on the planet, on other animals. So that's tough, you know, and what's the justification for that, right? Why don't all humans just, you know, unalive themselves, right? But I think competition for survival, and now that we are existing, the will to live, it's there. You know, there's nothing we can do about it. That we didn't ask for this. I didn't ask to be born. I just have been. So trying to do the best we can to minimize or eliminate that harm while we are here, that's all we can do, I would say. But yeah, no, his answer was okay. Who painted that cool ass rainbow? Thank you, Kian. We know who did it.
Wow, I'm so glad that you asked.
Julia's okay. Little thing about Julia, she is a fantastic singer. She is the best voice out of anyone I've ever heard in person. I swear. And she's a wonderful writer. She's got a lot of very good writing.
Thanks.
Recommendos, you should drink coffee from that bowl. Yeah, I know you would. Would.
Drink up.
Animals are here with us, not for us. I can't see this lobster person.
What? I can't see this lobster person.
If you could...
Who's the lobster person?
If you could expand upon that, Amy, I appreciate it. Or Allie,
Allie. I can't see them either, apparently.
Yeah, is there a lobster in the room?
Oh my god. He's right behind us, isn't he?
Kian, I'm a first-generation American too. My parents are from Lebanon, a tiny country by Turkey.
Oh, cool.
You see a lot of fascism underpinning their viewpoints too, bro. I've been here for an hour. Much love. Thank you, Kian, for staying.
Kian.
Thank you, everybody, for still staying. I'm really enjoying answering these questions.
Yeah, this is fun.
I don't know about fascism. I think that they grew up in a socialist country, and I think that a lot of and I'll speak I like for Russians, I think specifically, there's a lot of pride and culture. Like I think with a lot of foreign countries, it's all like tradition, culture, customs, and they're kind of hard, like really set on sticking to that, even if it's irrational. And they've tried, like my parents, I've definitely seen them grow and open up and kind of let their guard down a little bit. But yeah, I think it's something that just culturally was ingrained in them. Mike Newman, what? Election fraud? Do you think 26 is stolen by Trump? No,
Wait.
I don't. No. I was saying that the election fraud conspiracy is what, like, those kind of people I could also see doing carnivore. But do you think 2016 was stolen by Trump? Because if you do, again, we're not getting into that, but whatever, Mike. Edgelord, what's the study you mostly refer to when people ask about proof? I just send them to my website. I have a ton of studies and resources on the resources section of my website. I also link them to other YouTubers like Lifting Vegan Logic, like Mike the Vegan, who do provide evidence for all of their claims. So that is what I usually do. Clark Bowler, why not ask directly? It is very odd talking about a person as if they're not in the room.
Even if the room is virtual. What person?
Ask directly about. All right, guys, I'm not sure what you're referring to, but bring it on.
This is so funny. Yo, Brennan.
Nikamaro sings, yo, Brandon, big fan, keep up great work. Thank you. No hate, no shade. My name is Brandon, Brandon, but I like Brandon from like Step Brothers. That's funny.
Oh, that's so nice, though. Thank you.
Recommended dose corrected you. Thank you, but take it easy. Recommended dose.
Brennan is the cool name. Brennan is the cool name.
Well, that answer wouldn't be enough, right? I know RR is saying you can go even further by unaliving. There is no obligation to keep living, which infringes on the vegan logic.
There's no obligation objectively to keep living.
Correct, but again, I don't think like we would have to then talk about the philosophy of like the morality of living at all, right? Like we're talking about aligning our actions with our values, right? I don't see, like, for me, competition for survival just isn't against my values and isn't like a rights violation. I can see, like, yes, we do negatively impact the world and maybe others, but again, like, I don't see, like, me getting a job over somebody else or me having a home while somebody's homeless. While it is unfortunate, it's just part of competing for resources and survival. I don't see it as a moral obligation for me to unalive myself and give them that opportunity or give them my things. But what I do see as a moral obligation, or at least morally preferable, is to not be causing harm or not be putting people in positions, like, intentionally.
Or creating a world where everyone has access to resources, if you're talking about, like
change, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's hard. It's a hard question. Like, one thing I know is, like, while we are alive, the right position, based on my values, is to try and do the best we can to minimize harm, exploitation, if not eliminate it completely. But it is a hard question as to what's the justification to continue living. So it's a hard question.
Yeah, no, it is.
So I'm not going to tell you that I have all the answers. Tofu Dog, yes, hello.
Hello, Tofu Dog.
What camera do you use for your photography? I use the same camera for videos and photography. It's the Sony A7 IV. Kind of wish I didn't shoot with Sony. For those camera people out there, I don't know, something about Sony. But that's what I use. It's great. It's a great camera.
I thought you said lobster, but it was
I thought you said lobster, but it was blobster. Honest mistake, Allie.
Wait, why do I keep blobster? What am I thinking of?
I don't know.
Oh, I keep thinking of the thing from what's the animated movie with Adam Sandler, who's the vampire?
Transylvania.
What
was in Transylvania?
I keep thinking of the green blob.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say flubber or something.
No.
Also, it didn't make a lot of sense. How is your parent not bad, but other people are if they're not vegan? Well, I never said that other people are bad, like, inherently. I think that they're doing a bad thing, or that they're not being consistent with their actions. But I don't necessarily, like, I don't really think there is such a thing as bad or good, right? You have people who are taught certain behaviors. There's different intelligence levels. There's a lot of factors that go into why people aren't doing things. Now,
yeah, I also would I wouldn't just use the label bad.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what does that mean? Like you were just saying, you gave a lot of other words for bad.
I do think that they definitely are doing a bad thing, 100%. Is
there no better?
Mike, I don't.
Mike, you're putting us back into the corner, man.
I think you're kind of not a troll. You're actually asking good questions. But
yeah.
I don't know if you're vegan. Let me know. I don't know. I don't think you are. Kian, yeah, it's awesome to be with y'all. Thank you, Kian. Awesome to have you here. Edgelord, thanks. We'll check out the links to studies. What's your take on recently released docu Pignorant by Joey? Guys, don't arrest me here. I haven't watched it yet. I would have posted about it if I did. I've just been so busy. I do need to watch it. I will watch it. But
I haven't watched it
I haven't
either.
watched it.
We should watch it together.
We will watch it. Yeah. Is that like, is it legal? Do you guys know if I'll get in trouble if I stream it? Probably, right? Because you have to pay for it. So
I would imagine.
Mike Newman, at that point, you would have to say there would be a problem being a vegan because RR wouldn't be vegan because of that, considering there's no obligation to live and yet keep causing harm in some way. I'm not sure with what exactly you're saying there, but Mike, if you want to debate the topic, I would love to have a conversation.
Yeah, it sounds like you would be a good person to debate with.
Hey, you gotta make a rap.
No, I'm good. I told you I'm zoned in.
All right, but we're gonna be. I'm starving, so we're gonna be.
I'll
doing
eat
this
more
for a while.
after this. Okay,
hold on. And also, I'm fine streaming here for a bit. I don't know. Julia might leave in a little bit because it's a lot, but I'm cool. Saying, Nico Morrow sings. Do you think you'll ever make a movie about veganism? I think that'd be really cool. Will I ever make a movie?
Whoa.
No, I'm not a movie maker, but I'm definitely gonna keep doing this for as long as I can.
Gig is painting a ceiling right now. Also, I'm Gig. Did I read that right? Gig, you can reach the ceiling? Yeah. Again, Gig is painting a ceiling right now. Also, I'm Gig. Cool. What color are you painting it? White?
What's going on here?
Vegan power. Cool. Oh, Allie asked the same question as me. What color?
There is no good or bad. Yeah, like I said, there are like harmful actions. There are good and bad actions, but good and bad people. Like, I don't believe in like evil, if that makes sense.
Right, and it just depends on, like, I feel like it's relative, like what people think is good or bad. And we can just use more like specific words, right?
But, well, based on our values, yeah, somebody killing animals is bad. It's a bad action. But there's nuance with people, right? Just like somebody who's a racist, I wouldn't call them evil or necessarily bad. I would say there's definitely somebody I don't want to associate with. They're definitely doing bad things or have bad mindsets. But I wouldn't just label them like bad, like a stamp, you know? Especially because people have the ability to change.
And we can just have a deeper conversation, I feel like. Off-white, probably.
I saw Pignorant last night. Allie, that's awesome. What do you think of it? Is it worth a watch? I'm going to watch it either way. I've just been waiting for a good time, but let me know if it's worth it. Kian asks, Brandon, do you go to college? What kind of job do you have now? Working at a car parts store. Hard time bringing up veganism even though they know I'm vegan. Do you talk about it at work? No, I have a virtual job, so I'm very like not present at work. I like go in, go out, don't really talk to anybody. I just graduated actually this year, so I did go to school. I got my degree in psychology. So yeah, I really don't like college, so I'm just happy to be done with it. What about you? You want to talk about work? Yeah, you talk about. I mean, don't do anything specific, but.
It's tough. Wait, what is wrong with this guy? Yeah, no, that's actually, it's been tough for me because I work in an office where people do ask me about being vegan and what do I eat, but also like I work in an office where I have to have good relationships with these people. So I try to keep it, I don't get into too serious of conversations, I guess. But yeah, I don't try to, I don't say anything in support of not being vegan, if that makes sense. Thank you. Yeah, I find it very hard to talk about veganism at work. Yeah, it's really, really tough because it's hard to not get personal and I have to work with those people. So I keep it super light and just state obvious things. Yeah, like if people ask me things at work, I do answer because they asked. But I have had people get a little bit like upset with me after asking, and I'm like, yo, look, man, you asked. Like,
it's so interesting. Like, some people, they ask, and then when you kind of make them feel bad, not like intentionally, but just by telling them what they're contributing to, they like get defensive. Mike Newman, I don't think you'll perform well if we got into a debate. I mean, I would.
You should try.
I would love to debate you. Like, again, I'm open to. Like, here's the thing. I'm also open to like. It's okay to not be sure about a position.
Yeah.
Right. I want to be honest, but right, like. Again, it's about aligning our values with our actions. You don't have to be vegan, right? There's nothing like, nobody can make you be vegan. You don't have to be vegan. It's about aligning your values. Like if you think that we shouldn't be exploiting others, if you value like safety and rights and protection and all those things, then veganism is a logical extension to that. Unaliving yourself isn't. So, but again, we could talk, but let me see, hold on. Recommend Dose, donated, thank you, $10. I appreciate it. Set up that debate with Mike Newman. Brandon, don't let him just say stuff. Let's see what he's got.
Yeah,
I'm
Mike.
open to it. If I could heart that. Awesome. Kian, Mike Newman is cooked. Thank you, Kian, for the support. Yeah, no, they never. I remember I talked about it once in a meeting, because I don't remember why I brought it up, but it was like we were like sharing about ourselves, so I brought it up. They were like, "But do you buy the organic fruits?"
Yeah.
Because the non-organic stuff is awful for you. Like they always want to avoid like being held accountable. They always want to move the topic into like, well, GMO crop is unhealthy, or like they always want to just move it away from the topic of animal rights.
How is unaliving?
Not an extension of it, because our stated crop that does cause harm living does cause harm.
At some point, those beings don't want to be harmed.
Yeah, no, I agree. Again, I think it comes down to competition for survival, right? Other animals do compete for survival. I also do think that we do have the potential to get to a point where we can sustain ourselves without harming, or at least at the very lowest possibility, right? I know vertical farming is going to be a thing. There's veganic farming or veganic agriculture. So, again, there's new advancements being made. But like I said, also there's something practical to think about, right? For example, if every non-vegan if every vegan unalives themselves and every non-vegan doesn't, then there's just a whole world with immense suffering. At least we're trying to make a change and trying to work towards a less harmful future.
Hold on. Can I address this next comment? How about this? I'll debate his girl, then I'll debate him. First of all, I have a name. I am not his girl. My name is Julia.
Yeah, you're kind of being a disrespectful dude here, Mike.
It's kind of feeling a little misogyny here. Because Brandon is offering to debate. I did not offer, but you want to debate me. Are you afraid to debate Brandon?
I think that's what it is. Either that, or he's trying to like do like a macho man thing. What's your opinion on gluten, anti-nutrients, and grains? Again, it just comes down to the evidence. Like, first off, I don't know about anti-nutrients and grains. I know people talk about oxalates and lectins, but from what I've seen, like if you have a gluten intolerance, yeah, don't eat gluten, don't eat wheat. But from what I've seen, there's no like negative health outcomes to whole grains, like whole wheat, brown rice, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not. That's fine. Mike Newman, I agree. Yeah, honestly, I don't think you make any sense here. If you agree veganism is a problem, then you go on and make these other excuses. It doesn't make the harm avoided. If you agree veganism is a problem, what do you mean by that?
Are we going
to... sorry, go ahead.
Julia, are we going to see you do some outreach love, seeing more women out there?
And Christina Harris.
Yeah, totally. You guys will see... videos of me
put her
in the
on the
summer.
spot. There
you know what? I appreciate it. I actually do. Because
Christina?
I should get out there more. Hold on.
Mike Newman says, Julia.
Thank you, Mike.
What's surprised if you beat Julia if you beat Julia? Like if I do or if you do?
What's the prize if
you don't really get anything.
I mean, I don't... What did he do, Julia?
Edgewood, I had to close my company with my co-founder because he wanted to do projects for steakhouses and such. Oof, that's commitment. Yeah, no, that's the thing is like I used to work at a restaurant that served animal products, and as soon as I could get a better job, I did. It's very hard. Also had to quit my previous job because they did a project for the milk industry. Yeah, no, that's fair. Edgewood, how do you handle such projects? Do you have any in your job? I don't. Yeah, Well, I can't. I'm not going to give any info about my job, but yeah, no, it's not related to anything animal agriculture industry, and neither is Julius.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah, but honestly, like you were, they were just saying like when it's like when your job is, what does it say? Do projects for steakhouses and such. Like that's pretty involved.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
did a project for the milk
It's
industry.
like promotion. Yeah.
Right.
No way.
Exactly.
Anna Christina Harris. Yay. Yep.
Woo!
Hold.
Thanks,
her
Anna
accountable.
Christina.
Kian, Brandon, I mentioned some basic facts while I was closing that the suffering animals endure isn't justified, and my manager looks at me with a blank stare and she says, I heard pork has vitamins. Yeah, no, I mean, vegan food has vitamins too. That's such a stupid argument. Like, that's the thing, especially at work, it's hard. It's like, because you need, like, not that confrontation won't necessarily get you fired, but it's just, it's hard. You don't, on the street when you're doing activism, it's fine if you get into, like, a screaming match, and then people move on with their life, but at work, it's tough. Needless to say, I just gave it up. Yeah, Kian, especially when they're, like, not open at all. When they give a response like that, I would just drop it. Rick Grimes, hello. Thank you for joining, Rick.
Hi, Rick.
Your guys' channel is great. Logical voices in our community are most needed. Thank you.
Cool.
I agree. Yeah, I try and keep it as logical as possible. And I'm not even, like, I'm not well-versed in formal logic at all, but I do try and keep my arguments logically consistent and clear. Mike Newman, things getting hot there? Like, between us or something?
Mike, are you coming on to us?
Do you want, like, Mike, if you join Mike, if you join as a member, if you become another tofu guy, but you gotta do the tofu guy, the $20 a month. If you join as a member, we will do a private stream for you. I'm not gonna tell you what we're gonna do, but we'll do something private for you. But you need to subscribe as a member.
No, it's March, New England. I think the prize is I get to debate you. Wouldn't that be great? Braydon.
Mike, I don't.
Hold on, Mike. You're not tricking us.
You're like you're like funny here, but I can't tell if I like you or if I don't like you.
Okay, let's see.
Recommend dose. I had a coworker say, "You're vegan? How do you build all that muscle without protein?" Yeah, okay, recommended dose. Yeah. Look, I don't know what you look like, but I bet you've got like an 8-pack, bulging biceps.
All that muscle.
Because you're vegan.
Wow.
But yeah, no, that's a stupid response. Gigardo said, oh my god, is that real Rick Grimes from the hit TV show The Walking Dead? I'm not familiar with Rick Grimes.
Wow, I can't believe he's actually here.
Do we have a celebrity in the chat? Also, guys, thank you everybody who's still here. That is
thank you so much.
20,
that's so
I think
nice.
we have like 20 viewers, so that's awesome. And great questions. Honestly,
Yeah.
way better than I thought it was going to be.
I thought we were going to have to just...
Like, question ourselves.
Yeah.
Existentially.
Yeah. Well, I was going to just be like, what's your favorite color?
Recommend those things. Yeah, it was hard, but in the end, for the best. Trying to get to work with more vegan brands. Yeah. Boss man, happy Veganiversary. Thank you very much. We will do this again for Julia's Veganiversary, for sure. 5 years is a big one. Okay, I'm going to go grab some ice cream. Do you want some ice cream? Mm-hmm. Do you want to finish that?
Mm-mm. I'll finish it after.
Okay. So we're going to grab some vegan ice cream. Can you man the chat, honey?
Yep. Oh, I feel like it's going to just be Mike.
Some napkin. Mike, don't hit on my fiance while I'm gone.
Okay. Honey, I'm going to read this to you. Oh, never mind. He can't hear me. I try to set a good example and be mentally strong. People will associate your actions with veganism. Like Brandon, I believe you have an iron 8-pack. I have a dad bod, but it's functional. Abs are overrated. And you know what? Abs are really hard to get, I've realized. Like, they're a lot of work.
Yeah, no, and they are overrated.
They are.
Oh, I need
Hey, dad bods are in, so. So you're just in time.
Honestly, as long as you could see a little bit of abbage, like, I don't need to be shredded, but I don't know if you guys, I guess you guys, yeah, you guys know, like, I'm lean-ish. Like, as long as you see a little bit of average, it's fine. All right, let's share what we got for ice cream.
Okay, so this is... I've always been into, like, strawberry flavors.
Cannot get back in there. Hold on, everybody.
It's really tight in here.
Oh, that's what she said. All right, go ahead. Oh, what?
We're live.
I know.
Okay, so this is my favorite ice cream. It's Oatly.
Julia's a strawberry milk person, so just...
Yeah, so, like, we were talking about, remember, like, milk in middle school?
Yeah, like elementary school.
So, I always got the strawberry milk. What'd you get? Chocolate? Of course. Brandon's, like, the chocolate kid.
Oh,
for sure.
So Julia likes the strawberry. I got this the Ben & Jerry's came out with a new formula. It's with oat milk, and it is delicious. So I haven't tried this flavor yet, which is why I got it. I got like 2 pints of ice cream and a box of ice cream sandwiches. I have a big sweet tooth, which is why I don't eat sweets that often. But it's my veganiversary, so we're going for it. What else did I miss? I have dad bod.
What is dad bod?
Abs are overrated. I agree. Question of self-essentially. Thank you. I'm glad you like that, Kim. CDA activism. What is a dad bod? A dad bod. First of all, you have to be a dad.
There we go.
Right. Yeah. You're a dad.
That's it.
But a dad bod is like you were in shape. Like it's like imagine like you were really in shape in your 20s, and then you became a dad, and you kind of let yourself go just a little bit because you're eating more. You know, you're just like hanging out with kids. So it's like you're in good shape, just with a little bit of like dad layer. You know, like a little bit of fluff.
A little soft.
A little soft. Yeah. Which recommend dose. I hope that's not insulting, but that's. You recommend dose. If I had to guess, I'd say you have a better dad bod than most dads. So.
Any good sources of protein y'all recommend? Preferably easy to prep too.
1 minute.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Wow, that's so good. I've been doing a lentil soup, which if you guys want to see like if you guys want to see a like what I eat in a day, I've been changing up my food a little bit, so I might post that. But I've been cooking a lentil soup. It's a really good lentil soup. So lentils, it's got lentils, chickpeas, some veggies. You put it in a pot with some like spices, some veggie broth, water. You boil it. Takes like maybe an hour to cook. Especially with the prep, it's a little more, but really high in protein, really good. TVP, textured vegetable protein.
That's good.
Yeah. What else?
Chickpeas. I throw chickpeas into a lot of if I make a pasta with like broccoli, onions, I'll throw chickpeas in there just to
Julia, it was like really she loves vegetables.
Yeah.
I don't really like vegetables that much. Julia will eat like vegetables out of a can, just like straight veggies and with like hot sauce. So
oh yeah, so sometimes, and now this won't be a fan favorite, but I will just eat chickpeas with
hot sauce.
What is it? Red
Rice.
Hots.
Oh, Frank's Red Hot.
Frank's Red Hot. Yeah. So if you're into chickpeas, that's good.
We're not big cookers. I've been doing this lentil soup, which has been hard. I don't like cooking. I like pre-made food. But I'm trying to save as much money as I can, and cooking is the cheapest way.
I cook, but like the quick, like a rice, black bean, onion dish, or like a pasta, like I said, like quick stuff. What?
What would she say? It's really tight in here.
Why would she say it's really tight in here?
You're giving away your secrets. Yeah, no. This is a professional studio. Edgel, my mother, do you even get enough to eat with the vegan diet? Me fat. So, dude, that's the thing is when I first went vegan, I feel like the natural thing is to like be as like clean as possible. Mm-hmm. So I dropped weight. But then once we got into like a longer term relationship, we were living together, we ate so much junk food. There's so much vegan junk food. Mm-hmm. I gained 30 pounds.
Yeah.
Because there was just too much food to eat. I don't know. Like, look at this. This is a Ben and Jerry. Like, you eat a couple of these, that's it. Anna Christina Harris.
I wanted to apologize for putting Julia on the spot. I've only done outreach one time.
Hey, that's one more than her, so it's fine.
No worries. Yeah, true.
Hey, you know what, Anna Christina? I want to see you get out there, too. When are you getting out there?
We can do it together.
There's got to be some kind of collab. Blobster68, do you try eating organic foods as much as possible? Or do you not care about pesticide exposure? You know, I haven't done, like, a lot of research into organic food. Or, like, if it's really better. From what I hear, I've been talking to Patrick, Foolproof Mastery, and from other people, that when you look at the health outcomes and you look at the data, there really isn't a difference between organic and non-organic. You know, eating plant-based is already going to be better, significantly better for your health. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't specifically look for organic. I mean, if it's there and it's, like, a good price, I'll get it, but...
Yeah, I've recently been buying more organic foods just because there's usually only, like, a 30-cent price difference. So I'm like, why not? But, yeah, I feel like I should look into it more.
So that's where all our money's going, huh?
Yeah. To my organic carrots.
The 30-cent price difference per item.
Yeah, I guess that could be a lot if you're...
No, I'm just kidding. Just Anna Christina Harris, just looking for inspiration. Yep, I understand that. Brandon, do you have issues with people messing with your equipment? Oh my god, great question. So, I never had issues with people messing with my equipment, except one time recently, where it was late. Well, now keep in mind, I'm like out there late. So I'm in bars, people are drunk. But I did have, while I was talking, some guys move my camera and turn it off, which was so, I ripped them a new one. I was like, you guys are so immature.
Yeah,
you're bad people, which I did call them bad people, but whatever. I'm not, not to backtrack on what I said earlier, but yeah, that's really not cool. Like, I'm fine if you want to be like a jerk, like while we're talking or whatever, but just you don't touch people's things.
Yeah, no, like boundaries,
If you
like that's the line.
If you don't have the common decency to know to not touch other people's things, then why are we even talking? Kian asked Mike Newman, do you shave? I'm sorry, the weight of being a man was too much for you.
Sponsored by Mike Newman. Logic. Where did he go?
Rufino says, Mike is smoking something for sure. Rude and awe. Thank you guys for the defense. Yeah, Mike is, I don't know who he is. He seems funny. I can't tell. He seems definitely sarcastic. Like, he kind of knows he's kind of stretching a little bit.
Right.
But I'm fine. I don't think he's being too rude. I think he's being a little funny. But if he gets out of control, he's going down for sure. How often do you go above your daily caloric needs? Blobster68, why are you exposing me? I don't want to think about that. I mean, during the week, I'm usually, here's what I do. During the week, I'm usually under. So I usually try and keep it a little under. And then on weekends, I've been eating kind of a lot. So it kind of ends up balancing out. So Julia's not even going to go there, but
I've been trying to practice more in intuitive eating, I guess, lately, rather than counting.
Yeah, with some daily reminders needed. Edgelord, it's already 3 a.m. here, need some sleep. Thank you, Edgelord. You get a good night's sleep. I appreciate it. And I hope, for my sake, the animal's sake, for the community here, I hope my channel does blow up. But we'll see. I'm trying to take it one day at a time. CDA Activism. Oh, Edgelord, good night. Awesome. Doesn't organic...
Yeah, thanks, Edgelord. Good night. Sleep tight.
CDA Activism, doesn't organic food buy manure from animal ag? See, I also heard something about that too. I heard that that organic food does use manure, But I don't know. Again, I haven't seen like research into it really.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna look into organic food.
Rufina says, congratulations on your anniversary. Thank you, Rufina. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Rufina. We love you.
Have you tried intermittent fasting?
I can't do it. I have never been able to. I'm like I'm a person that eats like every hour. I'm not even kidding. Like I don't know. I've always been that way because I don't do like big meals at a time. Like I'll just kind of eat often throughout the day. So I have not been able to successfully do it.
Yeah, Julia can't be hungry. Like when she wakes up, she eats. Right? If she stays up too late, like let's say,
I get hungry again. If I stay up past my bedtime, I'm like,
I gotta eat again. Yeah. For me, I think by accident I end up fasting. Like it's not something I necessarily try to do, but like so I work at 1:45. That's when my workday starts. I eat my last meal usually around like 9:30. So, I end up eating the next day at like 12. So it's a little bit of fasting, but I don't do like multiple day fast. I just don't. It doesn't feel that great. Only time I do a day fast is when I eat like 6,000 calories of like ice cream or something. Wow, I'm like congested. All right, I think we're all caught up. Yeah, guys, this is a long stream. We're probably gonna call it soon. If anybody has any last questions or anything they want to know, but I appreciate everybody joining. This was good. It was a nice little celebration. Got some tacos, got some ice cream. I appreciate all the support with the channel. A lot of great things coming. Please don't hesitate to give feedback or to tell me what you want to see. And yeah, hopefully in a few months you'll see this person out there. So
I'll be out there. I have to now. I've been motivated. So thank you. And thanks guys for your support. This is like so awesome. This was so much fun.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What is it like being with me since I've been doing activism?
It's been really inspiring, honestly, because you don't just like leave it at being vegan, like you're like, we got to do more because we should, we can. So yeah, but it's
that's really sweet, but like giving me
so
straight,
I
like,
was gonna say behind the scenes, it's more scattered than I feel like it looks online.
It's like a mess. It's like really hard.
Yeah, like to balance, especially you work a full-time job already, so this has kind of been like two jobs, but this is like Brandon's got so much passion. I swear I'm not like just trying to
gas me up
sell
here.
you, but like truthfully, you're like the best person to be out there doing it. So
Thank you. But yeah, it's what she's not saying is it's been a nightmare for her. Pretty much any extra time I did have after working, I devote to vegan activism. I'm looking at comments, but yeah, it's hard. It's I would say that I have definitely went into it like I always go into things like pedal to the metal.
yeah,
so I will
for
take
sure.
on as much as possible. Like when I started the channel, when it was like when there were people outside, I was doing activism like almost every single day. I was going out there, which I enjoy. Like I'm not saying like, oh, poor me, a sacrifice. I love it, but it's a lot. Like it is a lot. And I encourage people to do activism. You don't have to do it the way I'm doing it, though. Blobster68, how much % of the world do you think will be vegan before you die?
Ooh, good question.
I mean,
25?
Honestly,
30?
I think as soon as it gets to, like, what I want to see, the only thing I could hope for is some kind of regulation. If there could be some kind of government regulation before I die, I would be happy. Because we don't need everyone to be vegan. We just need to get enough support to where it can be somewhat enforced, and then that way people would, have to change or whatever. So that would be cool to see. But yeah, I don't know. It's growing, but it is,
and like almost. I mean, most places that you go now, there's alternatives at like restaurants, and there's vegan options, and there's even like vegan restaurants that are entirely vegan, and
And the kids, I think like the new kids are like really going to be making a change. Anna Christina Harris, love your lives. Thank you. I'm not into like the social media. I really want to be as transparent as possible. So if you guys genuinely have any questions, like the rough, like the gritty questions, you know, about relationships, like our relationship, about activism, about, you know, stuff, feel free to ask, because I really don't want to put up like an act here, but I love my life as much as I can, and I'm sure your life is, I hope your life is great too, Anna. Kian, hey Brandon, it was such a great treat to meet you. I've been optimistically watching your Instagram grow, and I would love to connect more in the future and watch more live streams. Thanks for joining, Julia. Thank you, Kian.
Thanks, Kian.
Please connect. Awesome. Yeah, feel free to message me on Instagram, you know, if you just want to chat or whatever.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
Blobster68, step 1, fly to UK. Step 2, collaborate with Joey Carpstrong and become famous.
There
Honestly,
you go.
I thought about moving to UK just for the vegan food. I mean, they've got all vegan.
Yeah.
Burger King, they got like
That's got to be our next trip.
Yeah, the UK. Yeah, we do have the UK, but I would love to move to the UK. I just don't know what I do for work. I guess I could do anything. But
yeah.
You know what I mean. It's a big uprooting. Was it ever scary to start doing activism?
What was your first? I'm trying to remember your first, like when you decided to do it, and like when, and do you remember?
Well, I think I was working up to it. Like I was not working, but I was like telling you like I'm gonna do it, and then I did. I made the sign, and I was really pumped. Like for me, it wasn't scary, because I don't know if you heard this earlier, but I have a bag. Like I worked on like a documentary photography project, which involved me photographing strangers, having conversations, stuff like that. So I'm used to confrontation. I'm used to like uncomfortable situations. So that really helped. And then, good night, Blobster.
Good night, Blobster.
I appreciate it. Appreciate you joining. And then, again, I've spent the last 6 years, because I started this a year ago. I spent the last 6 years accumulating all of this knowledge. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to do it. Like, I wanted to share it. I felt like confident enough to go out there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it wasn't, like, scary, but definitely it gets heated, especially with the crowd I'm with where they're drunk and they're like very like defensive and confrontational. It can get heated for sure.
Yeah, like Brandon looks for like the heat. He goes right into the middle of it. So like right in the middle of a bunch of bars at night. So definitely gets heated.
That's mostly for my enjoyment, and also it just fits with my schedule. Like during the day it's hard to like go out and do activism, so, and that's where all the people are, by the bar, so I just kind of have to take what I can get.
Yeah, but we are interested in seeing like how different it will be with me being there like during the summer, to see like how it affects people's approach. Mm-hmm. So we'll keep you posted on that.
Hello, Dream Thread. Hello, thank you for joining. I haven't seen you here yet. How do you respond to people who say they just don't care about how animals are treated? They are usually dishonest when they say that. And I just try and test their values. Like if they say don't care about how animals are treated, I simply ask them, okay, do you think that anyone should be allowed to do whatever they want to animals? And most people, they'll say no. They're against like raping an animal. They're against, like hitting an animal, right? They only have that view when it comes to the animals that we eat. So usually they're inconsistent with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I would ask further what they mean if they say they don't care, and usually if you ask people enough questions, they'll kind of like, I feel like, answer their own, or like figure out, you know what I mean? Like
debunk themselves.
Exactly.
And also, let's just say that is the case. I would then just push them on the human aspect. I'd say, okay, do you think we should be able to do whatever we want to humans? And if they say no, then I'm just going to ask them to name the trait. Like, why? Why the differentiation in treatment? Kian asks, how would you rate your safety levels in doing activism? I'd say, again, I got threatened today. I did have, like, some people, like, have punched the sign and stuff. For me, because I'm alone and because of the crowd I'm around, it's not like I'm not in like danger, but it's definitely a higher risk of like physical like altercations.
And I usually ask you to be home by 10 because I just feel like after 10 it's too late and people are too drunk and
that's true.
Might not even be that productive of a conversation anyways.
Yeah. So it's safe, but it's definitely not like the safest. But it's fine. And I'm a pretty big dude. I'm like 6'3", so it's not like I'm in any like I'm not like scared. Like I'm not
You should be cautious.
Yeah, like I'm not worried that somebody's going to do something because usually the risk is not worth the reward. You know, like if I was smaller, people might be more inclined to like loosen up and like do something, but because it's just, you know, I'm like kind of too big of a dude.
Julia, do you think you will do a similar activism by the bars at night? If I was by myself, absolutely not.
Yeah, no, I think when Julia does it, if we do it together, it's going to be during the day.
It's going to be during the day. Probably not by bars. I would say probably closer by the water because it's usually actually busier there during the summer. But yeah, I wouldn't. Unfortunately for me, I'm like 5'3". I'm 5'3". And a woman. So it's not as safe. I don't feel that safe being there and I don't know, doing activism. So.
No problem, Dream Thread. No problem, Anna Christina Harris. Kian, good night. Good night, everybody. Yeah,
Thanks,
I think we're going to wrap
guys.
it up. There's still 17 viewers in here, so I appreciate that. I've got a lot of great things planned. Just to wrap it up, don't forget, you can join as a member on the channel now. Any support helps. Please feel free to let me know what you want to see more of.
Yeah.
What you want access to if you are a channel member. You can donate via the Streamlabs link. Definitely check out my website for resources. And yeah, I appreciate all the support. We just gotta keep being a voice for the animals. Keep trying to change people's minds. Hopefully it ends up, working out. I don't know, but I appreciate all the this new community, all the friends. I do
It's so
appreciate all
awesome.
you guys here. So
Yeah.
have a good night, everybody. Yep. CD Activism 5'8". Hey, we gotta have, what do they call them, short kings out there?
I was gonna say, we love you, no matter what height you are. We love all heights.
All right. Good night, everybody.